Well, good day. I'm Dwayne Matz. Welcome to today's Living Word. We're continuing in the book of Isaiah, chapter 14. Going to look at verses 23 through 26 today. Isaiah writes, I will also make it a possession for the porcupine. He's talking about Babylon and the Assyrian Empire. And marshes of muddy water. I will sweep it with the broom of destruction, says the Lord of hosts. The Lord of hosts has sworn, saying, surely as I have thought, so it shall come to pass. And as I have purposed, so it shall stand, that I will break the Assyrian in my land, and on my mountains tread him underfoot. Then his yoke shall be removed from them, and his burden removed from their shoulders. This is the purpose that is purposed against the whole earth, and this is the hand that is stretched out over all the nations. That's Isaiah 14:23 through 26. So he says here that this mighty Assyrian empire will be turned into a wasteland. All that they had built in their own strength and so proud of all their proud accomplishments will be made desolate, only to suit the purposes of a sovereign God. And indeed, it came to pass just as it was stated here, because it was the Lord's thinking and it served his purposes. This destruction of Babylon in the 4th century before Christ is a historical fact. The Greek historian that Isaiah described it here. So let us learn from this. Let us learn God's purposes as demonstrated for us here against Assyria. It's a message for us for all times. God will not be thwarted. And the time is coming when the devil and his servants, when his yoke and sway over the peoples of the earth will be forever done away with. Of course, we know the devil was trod underfoot when Jesus died on the cross and 3 days later rose from the dead. Of that victory will be consummated when Jesus returns in full power and full glory. This trotting underfoot was promised way back in the garden when God told the devil, and I will put enmity between you and the woman and between your seed and her seed. He shall bruise your head and you shall bruise his heel. Genesis 3:15, the trotting underfoot of the evil one. It was in God's thoughts and purposes from the very beginning. And every overthrowing of every wicked regime that has been or always will be should always serve as a reminder to us that, hey, God's hand is stretched out over all the nations. He is sovereign. And one day, the yoke of the wicked one will be forever removed from the earth. I'm Dwayne Matz, and that's today's Living Word.